WON YouTube Networks is now on Facebook. Check it out.
This is WON Brooklyn.
Baseball fans, coming to you from Old Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, New York. WON Sports presents New York White Sox Baseball, powered by MLB The Show 19. In an overcast day, the Sox take on the Royals in the final game of a 3-game series.
We'll have all the action for you coming up right after these messages.
This is J.C. Penney's $10 dress shirt. It's made of silky, smooth old Tressa polyester, a fabric many $14 shirts are made of. It has a special collar that feels soft but stays in shape, a feature many $16 shirts have. It has 7 buttons instead of 6, so that it won't pop open at the waist, a feature some $20 shirts don't even have. The JCPenney $10 dress shirt, probably one of the most expensively made $10 dress shirts in America.
Nothing's more New York than a man who's running late.
Hello, any messages for Andrews? All right, call you back in about 10 minutes.
The people of New York Telephone keep our public phones ready and waiting 24 hours a day.
It's Andrews. It's up to 60. So, meet me at Broad Wall. 5 minutes.
Get street smart, because nothing's more New York than New York Telephone public phones.
Hello, it's Andrews again.
Go back to Old Yankee Stadium and a overcast Wednesday afternoon. The Louisiana Lightning. Ron Guidry will be on the mound for the White Sox. He's 1-0. He's area at 4.26. With 18 strikeouts under his belt, has yet to surrender a walk. And Billy Hamilton for Kansas City will lead off, hitting at .258, 1 home run and 5 runs batted in. He's 4 for 8 with a home run and a triple and a couple of runs batted in. As White Sox baseball begins right now, and the first pitch is nubbed to first, but it's a foul ball for strike 1. First pitch on a cloudy, overcast afternoon, 1-10. Let's look at Don Mattingly at first, and Ricky Henderson in the outfield.
First pitch, 1-10.
The 0-1 by Guidry. Pulled foul, 0-2 now on Hamilton. Final game of this 3-game series. The Sox have taken care of the first 2 games. And what a way to begin this ball game with a strikeout delivered by Guidry to get Hamilton 1 down. In the first game, as we take a look at Kansas City's lineup, Hamilton, Owings, Merrifield, Perez, Mondesi, Goodwin, Bonifacio, Hubert, and Dozier. In the first game, it was a slugfest all the way down to the end, when Madley came in with the bases loaded. He was 0 for 5 in a walk-off grand slam. And then yesterday, the Sox just absolutely outdid everything offensively, and now are looking for the sweep here this afternoon as Chris takes it inside, 1-0. It is overcast here, and a comfortable 56 degrees. There is a chance of rain. The wind is blowing in from center field here today. The 1-0 by Guidry is inside again. 2 balls and no strikes. The 2-0. Strike 2-1. You saw the stats in the beginning of the broadcast. Guidry has yet to surrender a walk. 2 balls, 1 strike. On the way to Owens. Swing and a miss. The count is now even at 2-2. The umpires for today: McDonald at first, Dixon at second, Summergill at third, and Freddie Ferguson is catching the balls and strikes at home plate. It'll be a 2-2 on the way to Owens. The Louisiana Lightning set with the line and the delivery, and a pop-up in the infield. Easy play for Larkin at short, and quickly 2 down. Here's Whit Merrifield hitting at .317 with 3 home runs and 6 runs batted in. In this series, he's 3 for 7 with a double. On-base percentage at .419. The stretch and the pitch by Guidry, swing and a miss on that slider way out in front. And the count is 0-1. The 0-1. Fouled away 0-2. Oh, 2 delivery. Ground ball to second. Alomar's got it. Corn. This inning's over. 1, 2, 3 go to Royals. Nothing across. The Sox coming to bat. Scoreless. On the mound for Kansas City is Danny Duffy. He's so far 2-1 this season. The area 3.78. He's been in 3 games. This is his 4th game. 2-1 record. 15 strikeouts, 2 walks, 14 hits surrendered, 16.2 innings pitched. As this dangerous top of the order for the Sox leads off, Ricky Henderson in this series has been red hot. 7 for 10 with 3 home runs and a ton of runs batted in. Playing in the number 1 slot here today. First pitch on the way. There's a high fly ball. Well handled left field. Back on the outfield is going back toward the wall. It is off the wall. Henderson thought he had a home run. Instead, he'll have a long double to begin this ball game. Good start for the New York White Sox. So now bring up Roberto Alomar, batting on the right side. A long double by Henderson. He's at second base in scoring position. Pitch. Ground ball to third. That'll keep Henderson at second. They get the out recorded at first. Big out for Kansas City. Let's take a look at the Sox lineup. 1 through 9, and it looks like this. Obviously, Henderson leads off. Alomar batting second. Mattingly is coming up batting third. The red-hot Reggie Jackson in cleanup with 19 home runs. Ken Griffey Jr. also red-hot batting sixth. Griffey batting fifth. Thomas sixth. Boggs seventh. Larkin 8. And the red-hot Evan Gattis batting ninth. Here's Mattingly. .491 average with 13 home runs and a ton of runs batted in. He had himself quite a last 2 games, the last couple of... Well, you know the deal. There's a short ground ball that'll move Henderson to third to get the out recorded at first. So not a very good swing by Mattingly. He does get the job done, but here's Reggie. He's 5 for 10 in this series with 3 home runs and 3 runs batted in. All solo shots. 47 average with 19 home runs and a ton of runs batted in. A chance to bring in another run. Henderson a short lead at third. The pitch by Duffy on its way. High fly ball down the left field line. Hooking to the corner. It's foul. Strike 1. What, Ma? Close the door then. Deal with it. No balls and 1 strike on Reggie. 2 outs, 1 on. A long foul ball by Reggie a moment ago. Takes another strike. 0-2. 0-2 on Reggie. Scoreless game. Sox threatening with a man 90 feet away from scoring. Duffy set at the belt. And the 0-2 to Reggie. A ground ball to second. And that will retire the side. Nice scoop by the first baseman to save an error and a run. 1 hit, man is stranded. No run score. At the end of 1, we remain 0-0. Salvador Perez, the catcher, will be batting now, hitting at .279 with 4 home runs and 7 runs batted in. He's 3 for 9 in this series with a home run and 2 runs batted in. Guidry back to work in a scoreless tie. There's a strike, 0-1 on the slider. The 0-1. A ground ball right to the Louisiana Lightning. A little chopper there. Easy play to get the slow Perez. And there's 1 down here in the second inning. take a look at the defense for the Sox. In the outfield is Griffey Jr., Jackson, and Henderson. The infield is Larry Larkin, Barry Larkin, Alomar, Mattingly, and Boggs. And catching the balls and strikes is Gaddis, as Piazza again is on the bench. And Gaddis has just really been an offensive spark plug. Here's Mondesi hitting a 169 with 3 home runs and 4 runs batted, and he is 0 for 8 for 5 strikeouts. Guidry throws a slider that nips the corner for a strike 1 call. The 0-1 underway. Popped them up, and Gaddis doesn't have to move. The lumberjack man makes the catch, 2 down. I'll bring up Brian Goodwin. The DH today hitting at 348, 5 home runs, a couple of runs batted in. No score, 2 outs here in the second. And the pitch by Guidry is outside. The 1-0 to Goodwin. Fouled away 1-0. Make it 1-1 now. Guidry set the bell here with 2 outs, bases empty, and a 1-1. On the ground, right to Mattingly. He's got it, side retired. No hits, no runs. We play 1.5 from the Bronx. It remains scoreless between the Royals and the New York White Sox. Ken Griffey Jr. hitting at 432 with 17 home runs and 26 runs batted and leads off. He's 4 for 10 in this series with 3 home runs and 3 runs batted in. Him and Reggie and Mattingly have really turned on the power in the last couple of games. Griffey Jr. against Duffy. Duffy back to work. First pitch to Griffey. Line into the gap in right center, but right there is the center fielder for the out recorded. Let's take a look at the Kansas City defense, and it looks a little bit like this. In the outfield, you have Owens, Bonifacio, and Hamilton. The infield is Mondesi, Maryville, Dozier, and Kubert. And catching the balls and strikes, the 2018 Gold Glove winner, Salvador Perez. Now bring up Frank Thomas. 7 home runs, 14 runs batted in, average at 361. Hit hard right to the shortstop. And the ball is thrown into the stands. That's going to be an error. Wow. Not a good play at all by the shortstop for Kansas City. A rookie mistake. And Thomas is on base. The question is which base as Boggs steps in. 5 for 9 in this series. He will be rewarded second base. So an RBI chance here for the Sox once again. The pitch to Boggs. There's a line drive, but foul. Strike 1. Thomas, a short lead at second. He won't be going anywhere anytime soon. Duffy set. The 0-1 delivery to Boggs. A high fly ball into center field. Can of corn by Owens. Makes the catch. The runner will stay right where he is. 2 down. Barry Larkin will now be the batter. Strike taken, 0-1. RBI chance for the Sox for the second inning in a row. A man now is at third. There's a long drive deep to left field. It may be, it could be, it is. So long, farewell. 2-run shot by Barry Larkin, and the White Sox take a 2-0 lead. Number 8 on the year for Larkin. And fans, you know what happens every time a Sox gets a home run. Hey, Barry Larkin, this bunt's for you. Bringing a runner from second base home. Something the Sox did not do in the first inning. But Larkin took care of it. That was a no-doubter tater near the bullpen netting and left. Watch where it lands. That ball went a long way, and it's a 2-0 Sox lead. And fans, you know what happens every time a Sox hits home run? Barry Larkin is Bud for you. It is Evan Gattis, the red-hot Evan Gattis. 2 outs, 2 runs in on the Larkin home run. The pitch by Duffy, hot shot to third. Nice play by the third baseman, and this inning's over. But not before the shortstop of the Sox takes 1 out, a 2-run shot, and at the end of 2, it's the New York White Sox 2, and the Kansas City Royals nothing. Back at the stadium, Bonifacio will lead off. Playing right field here today. Louisiana Lightning now with a 2-run lead to work with. The pitch. A ground ball to short. Larkin with the throw, got him for out number 1. This is the final game of this short homestand for the White Sox. They'll be heading to Detroit for 4. A 4-game weekend series, and then on to Baltimore for 3. We'll have the final game of the series against Baltimore at Camden Yards next week, next Wednesday, here on WON YouTube. You don't want to miss that. It's a foul ball, strike 1. On Gilbert. The pitch. There's a high fly ball into left. Can of corn for Henderson, who's under this one and makes the catch for 2 outs here in the 3rd. The countdown to Supergirl 8 and Superwoman 2 is on. May 18th, Supergirl 8 debuts on WONDU, part of our YouTube network. It stars Casey Ann as Supergirl and Linda Hines as Evil Superwoman. That's May 18th at 8 on the U. And on May 21st or 20th is Superwoman 2 starring Linda Hines. So it's all coming, part of Super May on WON YouTube. Ground ball to short again. Larkin with the throw. Nice play. A nice inning. Another 1-2-3 inning delivered by the Louisiana Lightning. Middle to third. 2-0 Sox. Here's Ricky Henderson, who doubled back in the first but was stranded at third base, as the meat of the Sox order just could not get the run in. Henderson 1 for 1. Missed a home run by a few feet his last time up. Settled for a double. And he takes this one the other way to right field. Way back at the outfielder. Going back to the wall. And he's gone. So long, farewell. This time he gets all of it, and it goes over the fence. Number 12 of the year for Ricky Henderson. And it's a 3-0 Sox lead. And fans, you know what happens every time a Sox hits a home run. Hey, Ricky Henderson, this Bud's for you. He's red hot, folks. We knew he was going to come with the power any which way but loot, and it's coming at the right time. You look at how many runs and home runs the Sox have hit against Kansas City, dating back to opening week. It's been a ton. I mean, it's laughable, the numbers. Here's Roberto Alomar, still batting on the right side of the plate. Hit hard to deep left center field. Back on the outfield. It's going back to the wall. It's off the wall. Alomar was scoot into second with a long double. And Kansas City, as you saw as the ball was going into the alleyway, they have action in the bullpen. And it's Don Mattingly. Mattingly hitting at .483 with 13 home runs and a couple of runs batted in. RBI chance for Donnie. Duffy keeping an eye on the second base runner. Mattingly grounds one short to second. Alomar moves to third. They get the out recorded at first. One down here in the third. Here's Reggie Jackson, 0 for 1 with a ground out back in the first. An RBI chance here for Mr. October. Here on the ground to short. That'll get the runner to score. Reggie's out at first, but Alomar comes in to score. It is 4-0 Sox here in the third. So now bring up Ken Griffey Jr. Take a look at this productive ground out by Reggie. That easily scored Alomar. So here's Ken Griffey Jr. With the bases empty, 2 runs in and 2 outs. Griffey 0 for 1. The pitch by Duffy. A shot into center. Can of corn by Hamilton to make it Owens, who makes the catch. Side retired. But the Sox scored 2 runs, 1 off the bat of Ricky Henderson. At the end of 3, it's the Sox 4 and the Royals. We march on to the top of the 4th inning, and Billy Hamilton, who's 0 for 1 here today, struck out back in the first, leads off. As Guidry back to work as we start the 4th inning in just a matter of moments. Guidry against Hamilton. Hamilton 0 for 1 this afternoon as the 4th inning's underway with a foul ball. It looked like I got a piece of Gaddis. Guidry set at the belt. The 0-1. Popped down the left field line. Going back is Henderson near foul ground. He's got a beat on it. Makes the catch for out number 1. 1 down. Here's Chris Owens, who popped up back in the first inning. Guidry 1 out under his belt here in the 4th inning. Oh, what kind of a swing was that? Holy cow. Boy, Guidry made him look like a fool on that swing, didn't he? No balls, 1 strike. Fouled away on the slider, 0-2. The stretch by Guidry. In the 0-2. Popped them up into shallow left field. Coming on is Henderson, who's under this one. Makes the catch for out number 2. Whit Merrifield now the batter. 0 for 1, grounded out back in the first inning. It is 4-0 Sox. 2 outs here in the Royals. 4th inning. The top of the 4th inning. The stretch and the pitch. Rip but foul, strike 1. You think Guidry knows not to throw that pitch again? The 0-1. Outside, 1 ball and 1 strike to Merrifield. They set up inside again. The 1-1. Foul again, 1-2, and I think Guidry knows not to throw that pitch again in that corner either. Nope, 1-2 on Merrifield. And a pitch by Guidry, another foul ball. It'll be a 1-2. The pitch. He struck him out. Side retire. Nicely done by the Gator. Nothing across once again. We go to the bottom of the 4th. It's the Sox 4 and Kansas City nothing. Well, the meat of disorder's coming up. Well, the bottom meat of disorder and the big hurt. Frank Thomas will step in. He reached on an error back in the 2nd inning. It came in to score thanks to Barry Larkin's home run. I mean, that was a crush job. 4-0 Sox here in the top of the bottom of the 4th. There's action in Kansas City's bullpen. Huffy trying to prevent that from happening. High fly to right. Can of corn for the right fielder under this one. Makes the catch for out number 1. So, that'll bring up Wade Boggs. 0 for 1, flew out back in the 2nd inning. Steps in with the bases empty and clean and 1 down. Here in the 4th, Duffy. Set with the 1 and delivers the pitch and is hammered on the ground to short. Can of corn for the shortstop who throws the first in time. And quickly there's 2 down here in the 4th for Barry Larkin with the big blow, a 2-run home run, his 8th home run of the year and 19th RBI driven in. Bases empty, 2 outs. Duffy against Larkin once again. 2-out delivery. There's a high fly ball, skied in the center. Back is Owens right there. Makes the catch, side retire. 1, 2, 3, go the White Sox at the end of 4. It's the Sox 4 and the Royals nothing. Salvador Perez is the batter. 0 for 1, grounded out back in the 2nd as we begin the top of the 5th inning, believe it or not. So far, so good for Ron Guidry. A 4-run lead Kansas City has not been able to get anything going offensively for the time being. And that's a little pop-up to Gaddis. Easy play, 1 down. Making the pitcher's life easy with those kind of swings. Here is Mondesi. 0 for 1, popped out back in the second inning. They set up down low here. And the 1-out delivery. He missed inside. 1-0. He knows he missed it. You saw the face he made. It'll be pitch number 35 coming. He's at 34. Good pitch count so far in this game. The 1-0. Swung on and missed. 1-1. The 1-1. Yeah, for a strike. Nicked that corner. Mondesi can't believe it. And he's in the hole, 1-2. 1 out, nobody on. The 1-2. He struck him out. Another K for Guidry, his third of the afternoon. 2 down here in the 5th. There you see Kansas City 0-0-1. The Sox 4-4-0. And coming to the plate for Kansas City is Brian Goodwin. 0 for 1 this afternoon, grounded out back in the second. Tough customer to get. 2-out delivery. Strike, nipped that corner. It'll be an 0-1 to Goodwin. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, 0-2. And listen to this crowd at the stadium. Guidry ahead of Goodwin, 0-2. The pitch on the way. He struck him out! Dominating performance for Guidry so far this afternoon. Nothing across, halfway through. 4-0 Sox. Station ID time.
This is WON Brooklyn.
I'm gonna leave a note for her, and when she comes to, she'll see it, she'll read it, and she'll definitely go to the address that I stated on the note. And when she does go to that area, you'll be able to signal you to do the mission that I assigned you. Where is evil Superman?
Evan Gaddis will lead off here in the bottom of the 5th. We're looking back to Old Yankee Stadium. Yours truly, Jonathan Rios, with the play-by-play and commentary of Sox Baseball, powered by MLB The Show 19, here on WON Channel 9 YouTube. 4-0 Sox. Duffy's still on the mound, but there is still action in Kansas City's bullpen. And there's a swing and a miss on a changeup that fooled Evan big time. 0-1. Big 0-1. Popped them up into shallow right. Coming on is the right fielder under this one. Makes the catch for out number 1. So now bring up Ricky Henderson. 2 for 2 with a home run and a double. One out, nobody on. 4-0 Sox here in the 5th. And a 1-out delivery. Pulled on the ground, base in the left. And Ricky Henderson is a triple away from the cycle. He's got a single, a double, and a home run. And with this man's wheels, he can pull off a cycle in this game if the Sox offense continues to roll. So Roberto Alomar will be coming in. Let's see what Kansas City will do with Duffy. And they're going to take him out of the game. Tough game for Duffy. He surrenders 4 runs, all earned to him. This call to bullpen brought to you by the Daily Planet / Daily News.
There's something that belongs to you, and another 10 million New Yorkers too. We do more than turn a paper out. We're what New York is all about. You can't live without it, so read all about it in the paper that belongs to you. New York's hometown paper, the one to choose is the Daily New York's hometown paper.
Now pitching.
We got a new pitcher for Kansas City.
Number 53, Eric Skoglund.
Eric Skoglund will be the pitcher out of the bullpen for Kansas City. Duffy held them to only 4 runs, but that has been it. Alomar still batting on the right side of the plate. Runner at first, the infield is in, the outfield is normal. Ripped down the left field line, hooking to the corner. That's going to be off the wall. Runners will go to second and third with 1 down. Oh, what a bullet by Roberto Alomar. And a huge opportunity to blow this game open, only up by 4. Ron Guidry has kept the Kansas City Royals offense at bay. What a rip by Roberto. That was a high pitch. He knew how to turn it. And immediate orders coming up is Don Mattingly. Takes a strike, 0-1. With the red-hot Reggie Jackson on deck. And they're going to walk him to face Reggie. Whoa, how about that? That's a slap in the face to Reggie. And we know what happens every time he's either nearly hit by the pitch or his intentional walk. Somehow punishment is made and he delivers the punishment. This is a borderline risky call. Reggie today has had a tough day. 0 for 2 with 2 groundouts and RBI. That was with Duffy. You don't know if you'll have the same result with this pitcher on the mound. The infield is in for potential double play. The outfield is very deep. Bases loaded, 1 down for Reggie Jackson with his club up 4-0. 1 out and everybody's packed on the base. Struggling this set. And a 1-out delay to Reggie. A high fly ball into center field. And they will get the job done and get that out. They will not take a chance at the center fielder's glove. And everybody will remain on base. So that's a big out to get. And Reggie's 0 for 3. And I'll bring up Ken Griffey. And here's a guy you don't want to face. He struggled today as well. He's 0 for 2. Lined out in the 3rd. The bases are loaded and a chance for the Sox to really open the door on this. The 2-out delivery to Griffey. A high fly ball into right center field. The outfielder going back to the warning track. Whoa! It's gone! Grand slam, Griffey! Ken Griffey Jr. wall scrapes that ball with his 18th home run of the year. It's a grand slam, and the Sox lead it 8-0. And fans, you know what happens every time a Sox gets home run. Hey, Ken Griffey Jr., this bud's for you. That ball just got out of here. The center fielder, Owens, tried, but no cigar. The Royals were an out away from getting out of it, and they don't. Another grand slam. And now here's Frank Thomas, who pulls one to right and is caught side retire, but the damage has been done. A grand slam by the kid, Ken Griffey, makes it an 8-0 Sox lead at the end of 5. Jorge Bonifacio will lead off here on the top of the 6th, 8-0 Sox. In a game which has had everything so far. Bonifacio swings and misses on the two-seamer. Omega the four-seamer. 0-1. Swing and a miss. 0-2 on Jorge. The 0-2. Little pop-up into first base. Mattingly. He's got it. One down here in the sixth. Here's Kubert. 0 for 1. Flew out back in the third. A guy you have to be careful with. The pitch. Takes a strike, then nipped the corner. 0-1. It'll be an 0-1. The pitch. Outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1-1. On the ground, it's going to be tough. Second base, and Alomar with the scoop and the throw. 2 down.
The first baseman, number 17, Hunter Dozier.
Now bring up Dozier. 2 outs under Guidry's belt here in the sixth. And Dozier grounded out back in the third. Right off the pitcher of Guidry. He's got to hurry. He flips the force and not in time. Holy cow. Fans are booing. They don't agree with the call. And the perfect game is over. The no-hitter is over. You be the judge. Safe or out. Bang, bang. Oh. And the fans are booing. Wow. So here's Billy Hamilton. Oh, what a tough break for Guidry there. Takes a strike to throw to first. Not in time. Fans are still upset on that call. Foul away, 0-2. The pitch on the way. Got him swinging, side retired. 1 hit, and nobody scores. Middle to 6, 8-0 Sox. 0 for 2 with a fly out on the ground out. Boy, what a tough break for Ron Guidry. Almost got the runner at first. Instead, he surrenders a hit. That's a tough one. Here's Wade Boggs leading off here in the 6th. And hits a high fly ball to dead center. Owens back on the track at the wall. He makes the catch running into the wall. 1 down here in the 6th for Barry Larkin. One out, nobody on, 8-0 Sox. Larkin on the ground, base hit, he's on with another hit. How about that? So, 1 out, 1 on, and you take a look at the hits here, team leaders. Well, Jackson hasn't gotten a hit. Larkin has a couple, and he's possibly, along with Henderson, have passed him with a team lead in hits. Here is Evan Gattis hitting at .684 with 9 home runs and 13 runs batted in. 8-0 Sox here in the 6th. 1 out and 1 on. The infield is in. The outfield is very deep. And a skyer high in the air to left field. That ball is carrying a long way. It is off the wall and will bounce over the fence for a ground rule double for Gattis. So, now bring up Ricky Henderson, who's a triple away from the cycle. Second and third occupied, 1 down. The pitch on the way to Henderson. Ripped to left center field, and that may have a chance to go. It's going to be a base hit. 2 runs will score. Henderson held up at second. He's got a double and 2 RBIs. It's 10-0 Sox. Roberto Alomar will now be the batter. Alomar still batting on the right side. He's 2 for 3 this afternoon with 2 doubles and 2 runs. 10-0 Sox. A runner is at second base. As Kansas City has shown nothing offensively again, thanks to the brilliant pitching of the staff of the Sox. There's a ground ball to short. And there's out number 2 recorded. The Sox headed into this game 15-1. And with the way things look, they could be 16-1 when it's all said and done. Mattingly the batter, 2 outs, and a runner is at second base. There's a liner to left field. Can of corn by Hamilton, side retired. 2 runs off the bat of Henderson's double at the end of 6. It's 10-0 Sox lead. 10-0 for the Sox, 0-1-1 for Kansas City. What could have been for Ron Guidry. Still has a shutout intact for the moment as we begin the top of the 4th, and Chris Owens, make it the top of the 7th, and Chris Owens will be the batter. He's 0 for 2 here today. Strike, 0-1.
0-1.
Guidry with a 1-hitter going right now. 10-0 lead, and another strike, 0-1, 0-2 now. Owens 0 for 2 against Guidry. This will be pitch number 53 coming by Ron. The 0-2. He struck him out. Another K for Ron. There's 1 down, and that's strikeout number 6. Well, I tell you, the Sox bullpen hasn't gotten any work at all, and rightfully so. The pitching staff, tremendous so far in the early going. Here's Manfield. And he lines one foul, strike 1. Manfield 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out this afternoon. The 0-1. On the ground to second, can of corn for Alomar. 2 down. Perez the batter, 0 for 2 with a pop out and a ground out. Inside, 1-0. There's Ned Yost. Cannot be too pleased with how this series has gone, especially today, being shut out by Louisiana Lightning as a strike. And now it's 1-1 on Perez. Popped them up, and the Lumberjack man, Gaddis, is under this one, and this inning is over. Time to stretch here at the Old Stadium. It's the Sox 10 and the Kansas City Royals nothing. Willie Peralta will come in to pitch for Kansas City. This is his 7th game. His ERA at 12.00. Well, trying to get some work in. Here's Reggie Jackson. Tough day today for him. The big man's 0 for 3. His last bat in the 5th, he flew out to center field, missed the grand slam by a few feet. Ken Griffey hit the grand slam, as you see in the backdrop, is on deck. Kevin McCarthy is warming in the Kansas City bullpen just in case. Here's the first pitch to Reggie, and there's a high fly ball, well hand to center, but right there is Owens. And Reggie knows he misses it. He's now 0 for 4 this afternoon. 1 down in the 7th. Here's Ken Griffey, who with his 18th home run of the year, a grand slam back in the 5th. First pitch to Griffey, lifted into the gap in left center, caught by Hamilton for out number 2. So Griffey's retired, and that'll bring up Frank Thomas. Take a look at this. That was a solid contact hit, but right there, Billy's just too fast. Way too fast. So that'll bring up the big hurt. 10-0 Sox. Not many home runs as there usually is, only 3 for the Sox. So far in the early going, there's a drive. That's going to be number 4. Way back in the left. You can put it on the board. and yes! A solo shot by the Big Hurt. Number 8 on the season. And the Sox lead it 11-0. And fans, you know what happens every time a Sox hits a home run. Hey, Frank Thomas, this bud's for you. In a game which has been a normal game for any White Sox, Thomas adds to home run totals, his 8th of the year and the 4th of the game for the Sox. And just another home run against Kansas City. Let's take a look at this swing. Look at this swing. Sweet swing by the big man. So Thomas hits a home run, and now here's Wade Boggs. 11-0 Sox. Boggs screams one into the gap in left center. That won't be caught. That's going to be a base hit and a double for Wade with 2 down with nobody on base. Kevin McCarthy is in the bullpen. Let's see if they'll bring him in. Boggs extends his inning streak to 9 games now. Good piece of hitting by Wade there. Did they make a pitching change? The answer is no, and Barry Larkin is now at the plate. 2 outs, 1 on, and a run is in. Into center field, will that fall in? The answer is yes, base hit. Runners will stay put, first and third, 2 down. Another hit for Barry Larkin this afternoon. Well, what a signing he has been, isn't he, folks? Here's Evan Gattis, the Lumberjack man. 2 outs, 2 on, a run is in. The pitch by Peralta is screamed to left field. Hamilton going way back. It is gone. So long, farewell, at 3 more on the board. Number 10 for Evan Gattis. And the 5th home run in this game by the Sox. They now lead it 14-0. And fans, you know what happens every time a Sox hits a home run. Hey, Evan Gattis, this bud for you. Boy, what a pickup he's been, subbing in for a struggling and ailing Piazza. He has been everything to the Sox the last few games, and it all started with the game against the Yankees at New Yankee Stadium. And Kevin McCarthy will come out of the bullpen to pitch here. A line drive scorer off the bat of Evan Gattis. Makes it 14-0. He clears the bases and brings the top of the order up here in the 7th, and here's Ricky Henderson. And Ricky skies one into center. Owen's going back. Away back on the warning track. He makes the catch. This inning's over, but not before 2 home runs. A total of 4 runs coming to score at the end of 7 as the Sox 14 and the Royals nothing. We're now going to pause for station identification.
This is WON Brooklyn.
Oh boy, when will she ever learn? I am unbeatable. I am unstoppable. She can't kill me. The only person that's going to go down is her. 6 feet under. man behind all of the crime in Chicago, not me. I'm not your ordinary superheroine. You can't just... You can't...
Well, Mondesi is the batter. He's 0 for 2 with a pop-up and a strikeout. Tough day for Kansas City's offense all around, being shut out by the Louisiana Lightning. Only one measly hit to show for it, and it was measly. If Guidry could have got to it, we would be talking about something else. Good crowd, Hammerhead, over 42,000 here at an overcast Yankee Stadium. Mondesi now at a 1-1 count. Maybe pitch number 61 coming from Gator. Here it comes. Inside 2-1. This crowd is pumped. They're behind Gator, no question about it, 100%. The 2-1. Pulled to first. Nice play by Mattingly. And there's out number 1. Next gamecast on WON will be next Wednesday in Baltimore for the final game of the road trip and of the series. It's the Sox and Baltimore next Wednesday here on WON Channel 9. Here's Brian Goodwin, who takes the ball down low 1-0. Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1-1. There, nipped the corner. Goodwin doesn't believe that. Not happy with that call. Now it's 1-2. This is a crowd at the stadium behind Gator. The 1-2. He struck him out looking. Number 7 of the afternoon for Guidry, and there's 2 down. Goodwin can't believe it and takes a disappointing walk back to the dugout to grab some bench. Savannah Fazio will be the batter. He's 0 for 2 here this afternoon. Popped out and grounded out. Two-out delivery. Strike taken 0-1. Well, that ground ball to Guidry really loomed large. Look at this, only a 1-hit game. Down the line, foul 0-2. The 0-2, outside 1-2. One-two delivery. Ground ball foul. Oh boy. And a beach ball comes into play, and Ricky Henderson will throw it back to the fan. There it is. That's the kind of game it's been when you're up 14-0. Again, the 1-2. Popped them up in the infield. Mattingly calls off everybody, and he'll make the catch. Ron Guidry has a 1-hit shutout going. And in the middle of the 8th, it remains the Sox 14 and the Royals nothing. Well, Roberto Alomar will now be batting on the left side. 2 for 4 here this afternoon with 2 doubles and 2 runs. It's the Sox 14 and Kansas City nothing. There is action in the Kansas City bullpen. First pitch by McCarthy to Roberto. Ground ball to first. 1 pitch and 1 down. That didn't take long. That bring up Don Mattingly. Mattingly a tough day today. 0 for 3 with a line out back in the 5th. High and deep into right field. That's carrying a long way, but it'll be caught. And Mattingly will be hitless this afternoon. He finishes 0 for 4. Tough day for Donnie Baseball. That'll bring up Reggie Jackson, who is also yet to have a hit. He does not have a hit at all. Let's take a look at this fly ball hit by Mattingly. A tough day for Mattingly. But the Sox were able to get more runs in thanks to the other supporting cast. One of them is on deck if Reggie could get on. Reggie 0 for 4 here this afternoon. And he's going to end his 0 for 4 with a line drive off the 385 sign. He will stay put at first for Griffey Jr. So Reggie will finish his afternoon 1 for 5, so he joins the hit parade. So Mattingly at the moment is the only guy that has not gotten a hit today. Look at this swing. Good, clean, non-power swing. Here's Griffey Jr. The big blow, a grand slam, will change this game around. Down the right field line foul. Oh, man, does he have a quick swing or what? 1 for 4 today. There it is. Grand slam back in the 5th. That changed the game completely. Reggie at first, 0-1, 2 outs here in the 8th inning. Deep to right field. Way back is the outfielder. Looking up, it's gone. So long, farewell. The kid delivers again. Home run number 2 of the game. His 19th of the year. He takes over the Major League and team leading in home runs. It's 16-0 Sox. And fans, you know what happens every time a Sox gets a home run? Hey, Ken Griffey Jr., stay hot. We have a whole case of buds for you. He has driven in 6 runs, all on the home run. A grand slam in the 5th and a 2-run home run here in the 8th. It is Frank Thomas. Wow. Have a day, Ken Griffey. Have a series, period. Thomas hits one deep to center. Owens is there, and this inning is over. But not before the kid delivers another home run. 2-run shot, and at the end of 8, it's the last slicks and last chance of the Royals. They're down 16-0. Well, if that ground ball, if Guidry's able to get that ground ball, we'd be talking about something else. That is going to haunt him for quite a while. Nevertheless, he's pitching a 1-hit shutout as Cooper will come in the bat as we head into the top of the 9th inning. The Sox 3 outs away from a win and a series sweep. They lead this game 16-0. To the shortstop, block it, who boots it! And that's going to be an error. So for the second time in this game, the Sox make a mistake on the field. And now they have a chance for a double play here as the batter now is Dozier. Check swing and went too far, strike 1. Guidry with a 1-hitter shutout going on. 3 outs away from another win. Ground ball foul, 0-2. The 0-2. He struck him out swinging. Strikeout number 8 of the afternoon for Ron Guidry. Still 1 out and 1 on here in the 9th. Now bring up Billy Hamilton. The infield is in, the outfield is normal. Base hit into right. That's the second hit of the ball game, and Kansas City has runners at first and second, and 1 down. You wonder if Guidry is starting to run out of gas. That's the first legitimate, solid base hit he surrendered in this contest. So now all eyes are on the situation. Do you preserve the shutout? We shall see. As Owens takes a strike. The 0-1. Strike taken 0-2.
Count 0-2.
This crowd of 42,000 behind Gator. On their feet. The 0-2 to Owens. Fly ball into left, down the line. Make it Henderson near the line, but it's foul. He's looking at the crowd. That was clearly going to be foul, no question. Don't know why he's looking at the crowd. Again, the pitch. Strike 3 taken right there. Owens can't believe it. There's strikeout number 9, and Kansas City is down to their final out of this game and of this series. They're on the verge of getting swept for the second time this month. They got swept in opening weekend, and on the verge of getting swept again. Maryville's the final hope. First and second occupied. 2 down. 16-0. Guidry working on a 2-hit shutout. Listen to this crowd at Old Yankee Stadium. First pitch. Line past the dive of the second baseman, and the bases are going to be loaded. Good effort by Alomar, but to no avail. And the shutout is in danger. He has thrown 81 pitches, and now there's no action in the Sox bullpen. You're up by 16, why not? So here's Perez, who's had a tough day, 0 for 3. Bases loaded, 2 outs, shutout on the line. Fouled away, strike 1. The 0-1. Popped them up, foul ground. Mattingly near the stands, makes the catch, and the Sox sweep the Royals and beat them today, 16-0. Ron Guidry pitches a 3-hit shutout. How about that to end the game? So the Sox improved their record to 16-1. They sweep the Royals here at home, and now it's on to the road to take on Detroit and Baltimore on the bottom of the barrel in the American League. The final score this afternoon, the Sox 16 and the Royals nothing. Be sure to join us next Wednesday from Baltimore, Sox versus Orioles. Until then, this is yours truly, John Rios, signing off for WON Sports. So long, everybody.
This is WON Brooklyn.